So if you want to get more local business and get that business for free, then you'll know how Google My Business is so important today. I'm going to look at some Google My Business businesses and categories, and I'm going to give my honest appraisal live. So you'll get my thinking, my honest appraisal as I look at these various categories and businesses that you've submitted recently. And for those that make it to the end of the video, I'm also going to give you the 5 biggest mistakes that most people are making on Google My Business in 2021. So you won't want to miss that. Additionally, I'm going to give you a step-by-step plan, a bespoke plan that you can use on your business today. So I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help small businesses grow. So if you've got a small business, you're wanting local traffic, maybe you don't want to advertise, you just want that traffic for free, then these are the types of videos that you need to be watching and applying as I go through these things with you. Now, I make every effort to not just tell you what to do, but to show you what to do too. So we get real examples, real life examples where we learn from them, and then you can apply those to your business once you've then finished the video. So make sure you like the video, because that then implies to Google that this video has some value. So if you've ever enjoyed any of my videos, give this one a like, subscribe obviously, and then you can meet me on the next video too if you click the alert button. So one of my best marketing tips I could give you today is to go to your Google My Business listing and just check that you've optimized it correctly. Check that it's consistent with what you'd expect from a business. 95% of Google My Business listings are either inaccurate or they haven't been optimized correctly. So my videos are going to take you into that 5% that will give you a massive advantage over other local businesses in your area. So how's today's video going to work? Well, a few weeks back, I asked you to submit your business and then also to tell me the area in which your business is found. I'm today going to go for a live review of those businesses you submitted. And as I go through them, one of the key things I'm going to try and do, so that it's not overwhelming, is each business, I'm just going to take one thing that I think would work in that category. So look out for that one thing. Now, we'll probably look at 4 or 5. And as I go through them, if those 1 or 2 little things I mention, if they could apply to your business, then why not do it afterwards? And then put a comment down below as to whether it worked, how you found it, any questions you have, obviously, I'll try and answer too. So let's jump straight in. So here's the post I put the other day. So we've got 49 comments so far, and you've submitted your business and the area that your business is in. So let's take a random one. So I'm going to pick, let's tick this one here, smart cleaning services, window cleaning and pressure washing. So let's just see if we can find out where they're based. So it looks like they're based in Liverpool. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll use that on Google Maps. There's quite a few here that have got no reviews at all. Now I'm thinking in terms of if I was a customer, I think for me, seeing people that have got lots of reviews, lots of clients and high scores, so these 3 here would immediately stand out. But these ones here, high reviews, I think is probably one of the things that I'd be keen on doing. What else would I do? Well, depending on what type of customer I am, but if I'm wanting a team of people because I've got a large premises, then obviously that would be that's a good photo. So the photo's strong there for that company. Again, using a poll system. So I think showing photos of poll systems is a really important part as well. So just click on here, I can see that they're using a poll system. So that would again make sense. Maybe if I was a business, I'd perhaps have a block of flats and I wanted to know what type of stretch the poll could do. So that might be a photo to show. Okay, so they all pretty much seem to relate well to the fact that they've got good reviews. Let's just have a look through a few more. So that's again a good, the size of the scope as to what you do. So think about your business. This was, who was this? This was Smart Cleaning Services. So you mentioned pressure washing as well. So I think of the size of your business, think of your biggest clients, have them as photos and aim to get a lot of reviews. So, I mean, that's just one review. I would aim for maybe 30 or 40 reviews and try and get them to average around about 4.7. I've done a video on that as to why 5.0 isn't necessary to gain trust. But what do we So you're after really showing you're an expert. So expertise is going to be important. I notice also with all these, I've got the phone numbers. So you definitely want to make sure you've got your phone number registered correctly. And what else do I notice? Opening times are there throughout. I'm not sure if that's that important. Obviously, completing as much as you can is important. So in summary, I would say ratings are important. Your phone number is important. Show photos that show the height of the poles that you can use. But my number one thing then, this is the thing I'd say for window cleaners, is ratings. Make sure your ratings and reviews reflect your expertise. And of course, make sure that you get as many reviews as you can. So that would be my first one. Okay, let's go back to here. Let's take something else as well. So what else stands out? Another window cleaner there. Okay, let's go back to so doctor. That sounds a good one. Let's click that one and let's see where this doctor is. So San Diego, California or Mexico. Let's take San Diego. So we'll take a doctor in San Diego, California. Let's try that and see what comes up. I think when it comes to a doctor, probably most of the key things will be a catchment area anyway, so probably you're not going to be able to go to any doctor. Maybe it's different in America. Certainly in England, you have to be in a certain area. So what stands out, interesting that the word doctor comes up here. So I don't know if that's coming from the website probably. It could be from some of the reviews as well. So it doesn't, if I click on that, does it say anything? She's very caring. So it could be taken from here. It's good that they got a response as well back to a 1 star. That's really important. So I'm disappointed in our staff response. That's good. We'll investigate. So very professional. That's a really good example of a negative, irritated customer and then handling it well as well. So that's an excellent example of that. Okay, what else can we see? I noticed that you've got these online care. So I'm not sure, I imagine this is done through attributes. So what you can do is you can go into Google My Business, you can then click attributes and you probably have to show that attribute is relevant to you. But I think it enables patients to see that you've got an authenticated business profile and it cements in the fact that you're professional. So that's interesting to see. There's not many have got that. So I think that would be what I would do. I'd make sure that I found out how to get that attribute, because that probably builds up trust. There you go. There's another one there as well. And they've got COVID information as well, which is really good. So again, I imagine they fill this in for attributes. Okay, so yeah, that would be, so what would I say? So I don't think you can change the vicinity or the area that you're in. I think having a website, that would be important because people want to know a bit more about the details of who the doctors are and what they're doing. I also think questions and answers would be important. So there we go. So questions and answers. So they've asked a question and that's, so are they giving answers as well? So it looks like questions, there's answers on that one. There's answers there. So yeah, it looks like they're giving answers to the questions. So how much is a visit? Then you've got an answer and a pricing, and that goes to their website. So it looks to me that's a good example. They've also put products as well. It's COVID-19 and so on. So this looks like it's probably the one I'd look at and check out. They've pretty much done everything. You've got your opening times as well, good photos. That would build trust, good reviews, handling things well when things go badly. I think that's probably the type of thing that I'd be aiming for, plenty of reviews as well. So hopefully that's building trust. So that goes back to the other thing as well, about building trust. That's really important when it comes to a doctor's surgery. Okay, what's the next one? What about this one? A private tutor. Let's have a look, see if we can find where this is. So this is in India, Vizag India. Let's have a look at this one, shall we? So a private tutor in Vizag India. Okay, so immediately this looks like the on-site services, online classes. I would definitely make sure that these would be ticked if they're applicable, because it looks like that's relevant on quite a few of these. So that would be important to do. I would also make sure that, so you do that for attributes, by the way. I think COVID-19 updates is always good, so this is good. It's got one here, which is just, it's even got a booking. So that's a nice little tip there, if you can add that link in as well. Now, so we're talking about a tutor. So I think if it was me, I would want to see what authority they have. So you might want to put some of their qualifications. You might want to show them. So there we go. So we've got photos here. You could show perhaps qualifications of what you're qualified to teach in, and the type of age group as well that you teach. So I think photos is going to be important. Qualifications need to be shown on those photos. Let's just go for a few more. Let's go on to photos. So this gives you an idea of the types of ages that the tutors have. So again, it would vary from as adults and children. Certainly you want to consider whether online classes is possible with COVID at the moment. Let's go further down to one of these. Again, so showing who the tutor is. So what would I say? Because authority is important when it comes to teaching, I think photos, showing the setup, showing the classroom, showing what people can expect if they are taught, and make sure it's real photos as well. So it looks like this has got real photos. There you've got some references to the types of things you teach as well. So that's good. So there you go. So I would definitely go for that type of approach. Use photographs, gain people's trust that you are the person to go to, but particularly show your authority by means of the qualifications you've got. And also, I suppose, when it comes to your reviews as well. So if you've got reviews, so there you go, positive communication, professionalism, quality, value. I would want to get as many good qualities out of my reviews. Communication, quality, value. Communication, professionalism, quality, value. These are really important when it comes to tutoring. So that's really good. Let's just take this one as well. See if we've got any mentions here. Communication, professionalism. Yeah, so I would look to see what are the qualifications, what are the positive qualities that people are after, and I'll try and get those mentioned throughout my website, throughout my replies. See, thanks sir for the review, but what about thanks sir for your positive feedback on my communication and my quality of teaching? I would put more information in there, because that often gets picked up by Google. You suddenly find it appears elsewhere on there, and it gives you a much larger footprint. I mean, look at the size. That's double the size of this if you look at just the height of those columns there. And that's often because this, for instance, hasn't got the on-site online classes, but sometimes you can get even more information on here as well. I can't see an example of that, but I would aim to try and maximise your real estate when it comes to being shown in the Google left-hand column there. So let's go back to here. So what else have we got? I know not everyone replied when I asked for the area they are. I think this one did. This was, I think he said he was in Leeds, in Garforth, Leeds, but this is a window cleaner, so we've already covered window cleaners. Again, I think if I did a search for window cleaning Garforth, Leeds, it would probably give me the same types of information when we looked at the one in Liverpool earlier. So again, I think I looked at reviews really. That was important, looking at reviews, ratings. Reviews is probably the way forward. Make sure you've got your number, because people just call. They don't really want to read about websites. Oh, there's a really good example of how large the job is. So assuming that these aren't stock photos, yeah, these are real photos. So again, if I was a large company, look at that. I would want to show the scope. So that would get the larger contracts, that type of poll system. So that would be something that I would aim for if that was something that my business could do. But ratings and number of reviews would be good on those. Okay, I think there was one more that caught my eye a minute ago. Maybe there's a couple more. Bubble tea shop. Let's look at that one. Okay, so this doesn't actually tell me where it is, but I did do a little bit of research on this one just to see where it was, and I believe this was in Leicester. So let's do a search for bubble tea shop in Leicester. So you notice these have got big photos, nice colourful photos that come up in the results as well, which is different to what we've seen before. So there's not a lot of competition here. So it'd be easy to get to the top of these. You notice that one of the main things that stands out is, again, these attributes. So I've mentioned this before, I'll mention it again, but if you fill out your listing, you want to make sure you tick all the relevant things. Try and get those things as well. Try and get the curbside pickup if you can, or the takeaway, or the delivery. That would be important. What else is important? Well, I would say registering with Just Eats, Uber Eats, Deliveroo, those things are going to stand out a mile, and I think you'll get extra ranking for having those things. So yeah, it's a shame here. This has got lovely branding, but at the moment it's temporarily closed, which is a shame to see. What else can I see here? I think photos are really important, branding and photos, but my number one thing here, I would say, would be to be registered through some of the delivery services. Get delivery. I think that's going to be to Deliveroo, Just Eat, Uber Eats. I would try and get as many of those registered as you can, because that seems to be the way forward on these types of things at the moment, particularly with COVID. It's important to get those dine-in, curbside pickups, no contact delivery, that type of thing. What's behind this? You're building trust really, that people aren't going to be spreading COVID, and you want people to be able to trust your brand, trust what they purchase from you. So I think that would be the way I'd go forward on that. At this point, I'm probably going to review one or two more, but hopefully you're enjoying this type of video, because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to use real people that visit my YouTube channel, real businesses. I've mentioned expertise, authority and trust quite a lot as well, and that's because I did a recent video on EAT, which is what Google's looking for as well with businesses. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a description to that down below, and you need to follow that, because that's important as well, how you're perceived by Google. But make sure you put a like on this video, because that tells Google this video is useful. So if you're enjoying this video, please do put a like, and obviously subscribe if you haven't done so already. Okay, let's look at one or two more. So let's go back to here. So I know Premier Lawns is a YouTuber, but he also does great lawns as well. He's a great guy, so nice to see him. But let's take lawn care. So we've got Robert Price in lawn care as well. So it doesn't tell me where he's based, but again, I did do a little research beforehand to see it was North Charleston, I believe, if it's the one that I saw in his video. So North Charleston lawn care. Let's try this then. So off to the States on this one. Okay, so again, I ignore ads because I don't tend to feel they're very optimized. That these are examples of people that are paying to get to the same places where this guy's getting for free. So they're paying for it, and yet often they're not as optimized as they should be. Sometimes they are, but often that's why they're paying for it. So we've got request a quote. This is always a good one. So you can do that by just adding the app and registering it with your Google My Business. It's really simple to do. So if you haven't done that already, then do so. Okay, so what else do we see in this video? Well, this request a quote, online estimates as well comes up here. There you go, online estimates, on-site services. These are all important, I think, to people that are looking for care. I think photos of lawns as well. So the type of landscape you do, or the lawn care you do. So again, that's a good photo there of a lawn. Again, another nice one there. And some of the machinery you use as well. So I would consider looking at my photos and think, what does that tell the customer? Is it just showing them a picture of a lawn, or does it show them the type of equipment and the type of care that I take as well? So these are really some good photographs, some good evidence of how that's done. So maybe even some before and afters, because you'd want that to ring out that this is the improvements. That looks a bit more like log cutting rather than lawn care, but it could be that they're covering different types of categories as well, so that could be the case. So I think reviews as well. Reviews are important. When people give a review, I would make sure that I answer that review as well. And also it's important to see how you handle reviews when they go wrong. So this one got a 1-star review. So again, how they handle it. It's really important to make sure you respond well. And of course, you can always ask people once you've got a bad review, you can always try and put things right as well. But don't get over upset if you don't have the perfect review. There's a video that shows you that's not considered as important as people give credit to. So what would I say here about lawn care? So online estimates, on-site services for attributes, photos of a great lawn, but probably reviews as well. Responding to reviews I think is important. What happens when things go wrong? Then you want to see how people respond to those things. So this would be important here. There's no response to these as well. So I'd make sure that that would be a proof of your expertise. When something goes right or wrong, it gives you an opportunity to explain that. Now I might do some more. So going back to here, if you've not put your business, just put your business, put where you're based, and I'll kind of pick it up again. I'll go through some more on here. So I'll put a link below to this post if you haven't already put it. It's just literally what's your business, and I just thought I'd try and see if it gives me an opportunity to show the types of things that are relevant to your business, because each business in each country has different things that are important, and it's sometimes just picking those things out as well. So if I haven't covered your business but you like my approach, then make sure you give this a like, and make sure you then register your business down below as well. So if I didn't cover your category or your business and you still want to know how it would work for your business, then obviously go to that post. I'll put a link down below, and then put your business there. Tell me where it is and I'll review it. Now, on the other hand, you may just be a case of you've already done those things. Maybe you've learnt a few little things that you want to tweak, and you now have some other questions. Well, last week I put forward a video that's probably my favourite video ever. And I really want to make sure you've seen that, because it gave a bespoke plan for your business. So no one else could write this plan for you. And if you followed it through, there were several steps that would show you exactly what you can do to make your business work on Google My Business. So if you haven't seen that video, head over to there now and make sure you watch that, and I'll see you there. But if you really want to get ahead in 2021, you need to avoid the 5 biggest mistakes, and you need to see this video for that. I'll see you there too.